ala Rasulil Kareem. This is actually, it's linked to the previous masala. The previous masala is saying, look here, if the Imam makes a mistake, right? Technically speaking, it is not correct for the Muqtadi to correct him. Why? Because the Muqtadi's job is what? What is the Muqtadi's job? The Muqtadi's job is to listen. وَإِذَا قُرِئَ الْقُرْآنُ فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ وَأَنصِتُوا لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. The Muqtadi's job is to listen. But because of zarurat, because of necessity, you say that the Imam, you can correct the Imam. Are you with me? Right. So understanding that the only reason the Muqtadi, the follower, can correct the Imam is because out of necessity. You understood that? Now, if you build on that if you build on that to think that if the Imam got stuck and he went to another verse, now there's no need for the Muqtadi to correct him because he's already sorted out. So if the Muqtadi correct him, he correct him without a valid reason. Right? So that means there was no need for him to correct him. So as though he was, the Muqtadi's namaz breaks. And then there's something the Hanafi Madhab we're going to discuss just now when we come there. It's called At-Talaqi al-Kharij. What is Talaqi al-Kharij? Talaqi al-Kharij means when you are the Imam and you take something from somebody who is out of the Salah. Like you discussed yesterday, you're telling me that if somebody's reading Salah here and he's performing Salah, and somebody's sitting here with the Quran and reading, and then the Imam make a mistake, and the person sitting here, he corrects the Imam. That will break the Imam's Salah because it's at-talaqqi al-kharij. And we're going to discuss this also. There's a famous verse that comes every Ramadan that if somebody stands behind with the Quran or stands in the Quran and you want to correct the Imam, that also we say it is talaqqi. I'll explain you this now why. It's called at-talaqqi al-kharij. You're taking some correction, you're taking some cue from somebody's out of the Salah. So understand it again now nicely. So if the Imam has already done the necessary qiraat, wajib qiraat, or he got stuck and he decided to move to another verse, he got stuck and he decided to move to another verse, and somebody still decided to correct him. Somebody still decided to correct him, right? So it is not correct for him to take that correction. It is not correct for him to take that correction. Why? Because there was no need for it. It's called talaqeen or talaqqun min ghayri darurati. What's called? Talaqeen or tasih. ولو كان الإمام, if the Imam got stuck, right? انتقل إلى آية أخرى. He moved to another verse. تفسد صلاة الفاتح. Fatih in this context means the man who corrected, right? تفسد صلاة الفاتح. The person who corrected his salat will become fasid. وتفسد صلاة الإمام. And the salat of the Imam also become fasid. Why the salat of the Fatih will become fasid? Because there was no need for him to recite. Unlike in the previous instance where the Imam was stuck, he couldn't go forward, he didn't read the wajib qiraat as yet, so there was a need for him to recite. So here there's no need for him to recite. Here there is no need for him to recite. So you see there, تفسد صلاة الفاتح. So the Fatih he corrected without need, right? وتفسد صلاة الإمام. And the salat of the Imam will also become fasid. Why? Right? لو أخذ بقوله, if he takes the Fatih's correction. Why? لوجود التلقين والتلقن. التلقين means to encourage somebody, right? What talqeen means? Talqeen, right, is like to encourage somebody, right? لوجود التلقين, because you're taking, in this context, you mean you're taking correction. And talaqqun, you are taking, just checking your hashari, what you got for talaqqun, please. You are taking correction, you are taking cue, you are taking direction from min ghayri daruratin. Just check that talaqqun for me in the dictionary. What's the meaning of talaqqun? Huh? Okay, to teach, to instruct. So you're taking instruction without necessity. So, right? And remember the Fatih is out of Salat already. He's out of Salat. So you're taking direction, instruction from a person without this out of Salah. وينبغي للمقتدي ألا يؤجل بالفتح. That is general. That it is appropriate that the muqtadi, he does not hasten to correct. You know, some people, you can, even if the imam just pours a seki, then they on him, bang, 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 bang. What do you call it? In Durban, when we used to call it in Resari, so dig. I don't know what you call it. Like when the person would take out his small mistakes all the time. They say, hey, that Usadi like to dig you, young. You heard that word before, no? When the Ustad want to take out small mistakes, take out mistakes. So now, sometimes some guys are very good with the Quran, mashallah, very good, alhamdulillah. They're good. They're waiting like hawks. They're waiting like hawks. So the guy can hardly, sometimes the guy is not even stuck, but he's maybe just taking a breath or something. And before he can bang, they bang him. So they say here, وَيَنْبَغِي لِلْمُقْتَدِي أَلَّا يُعَجِّلَ بِالْفَتْحِ. That is appropriate. Muqtadi, he mustn't be an Arab. Look here, to correct somebody is a zarurat. When he's stuck, when he can't go forward. If he can leave that and go to something else, leave him, let him go on. Because the default ruling is that the imam must be the reciter. What's the default ruling? The imam must be the reciter and the muqtadi must be the listener. So yes, at the time of the real need, now the muqtadi will be able to assist. But other than that, he mustn't read, right? So that's why وَيَنْبَغِي, it's appropriate للمقتدي, for the muqtadi, أَلَّا يُؤَجِّلَ بِالْفَتْحِ, that he does not hasten بِالْفَتْحِ, in the correction. And then also وَلِلْإِمَامِ أَلَّا يُلْجِئَهُمْ إِلَيْهِ, and it's also appropriate for him that he does not force him. In other words, if the imam got stuck, he mustn't stand silent. He's waiting for somebody to correct him, right? If he has already done the wajib kirat, what must he do? Go down into ruku. And if he haven't done the wajib kirat as yet, what must he do? Then he can recite something else. See? So it is so two things here. One is that the muqtadi, he mustn't hasten to correct, especially after the imam is done the farz kirat or the wajib kirat. Right? Al-ja'a yulji'u. Don't force him. Right? What can we say? بل يركع إذا جاء أوانه. He can make ruku if the time has come that now he's finished read what he's supposed to read. أو ينتقل, but if he hasn't done the wajib kirat, أو ينتقل إلى آية أخرى, I can move to another version. Let's do that. Okay, read the next one, Yusuf, Imam Yusuf.
لما جاء في الصلاة رجلا لا إله إلا الله، وهذا كلام المسجد عند أبي حنيفة محمد.
عند أبي حنيفة تاء مربوطة غير منصرف، نه؟ عند وجه الكتاب عند أبي حنيفة ومحمد. وقال أبو يوسف لا يكون مفسدا. In the Shara, they say, if somebody says Allah is another God with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ilahum Allah, he is another God, and this person said La ilaha illallah, he answered. So yeah, if you look at La ilaha illallah, it has two haythiyats. One is it can be a dhikr, and one is it's an answer to a question. So here the fact that he's answering to somebody, shows what? That it is a kalam, right? So فَلَوْ أَجَابَ فِي الصَّلَاةِ رَجُلًا, if he had to answer another person in salah, be with La ilaha illallah, La ilaha, فَهَذَا كَلَامٌ مُفْسِدٌ in the Abi Hanifata. This is kalam mufsid, which will break the salah according to Abu Hanifa. ومحمد رحمه الله تعالى. وقال أبو يوسف لا يكون مفسدا. According to Imam Yusuf, it will not break the salah. Why? Because he's saying it's a zikr, right? وهذا الخلاف فيما إذا أراد به جوابه. This difference of opinion, وهذا الخلاف, is فيما in when إذا أراد به جوابه is answering the person who said أإلهم الله استغفر الله, right? Right, so لو أنه ثناء بصيغته فلا يتغير بعزيمته. Imam Yusuf says, look here, if you look at La ilaha illallah intrinsically, it is a zikr. It is a zikr. So no matter what intention this person makes, even if his intention is to give jawab, it doesn't make a difference. You understood that? So he's saying, له يعني لأبي يوسف أنه يعني what أنه لا إله إلا الله ثناء. It is a praise for Allah Ta'ala, right? بصيغته in his very, very form, the way it's form, right? فلا يتغير بعزيمته. So it will not change with his intention. If his intention was to make it into a zikr, sorry, into an answer to somebody, it will not change, right? Carry on.
أنه ثناء بصيغته فلا يتغير بعزيمته، ولما أنه أخرج الكلام مخرج الجواب وهو يحتمل ما يجعل جواب التشمية والاسترجاع على الخلاف التسبيح.
Right. So لو ثناء بصيغته فلا يتغير بعزيمته ولو ما أنه أخرج الكلام مخرج الجواب وهو يحتمله. They say, so that's what Imam Yusuf. So this is طرفين says. لو ما أنه أخرج الكلام, when he said لا إله وأخرج الكلام مخرج الجواب, he took it out as an answer, right? وهو يحتمل, and here it has, لا إله الله has the capacity to be an answer, because the person said أإلههم الله, is it Allah another God? He said yes, right? مخرج ويحتمله فيجعل جوابا, so it will be made a jawab. كالتشميت, like how, you know what tashmeet, somebody sneezed and he said Alhamdulillah, you said يرحمك الله, right? والاسترجاع, somebody gave information that this happened, that happened, you said إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. والاسترجاع على الخلاف في الصحيح, and istirja, right? That also how it will be. Yeah, just one second. Yeah, so they're saying كتشميت والاستدلال على الخلاف is that makes more sense. Yeah, so كتشميت والاستدلال على هذا الخلاف, that makes more sense. So تشميت الآتيس and استرجاع, جزاك for that, it is on the same اختلاف that Imam Abu Hanifa and Imam Muhammad say it has a potential to be an answer. It has a potential to be an answer, so it will break the salah. Let me just write it, otherwise I was spelling there. You got a pen there? That makes it perfect, right? So Imam Hanifa and Imam Muhammad says it has a potential to be an answer to a question, so it will break the salah. And Imam Yusuf say, no, it is intrinsically a dua, so it will not break the salah. Are you with me? وإن أراد به إعلامه أنه في الصلاة لم تفسد بالإجماع. So if somebody came and was speaking to you and say, Yusuf, where's this? Where's that? And you said La ilaha illallah, to inform that person that you're in salah. وإن أراد به إعلامه أنه في الصلاة لم تفسد بالإجماع. It will not become fasid بالإجماع. لقوله عليه السلام, because of the statement of Nabi Sallam, إذا نابت أحدكم نائبة salati. When something happens in salah, nabat naibat, when something pops up, right, fi salati, فَلْيُسَبِّحْ, then make tasbih. There's another riwayah that says, التسبيح للرجال والتصفيق للنساء. The tasbih is for men, and clapping is for women, right? So that shows you to make the tasbih in there, it will not affect the salah when you are not doing it as a kalam to somebody. So basically, yeah, things like sometimes during salah, somebody want to pass in front of you. So you want to inform you're reading salah, you mustn't walk. It will not affect the salah. Because Nabi Sallallahu said in the hadith, إِذَا نَعْبَتْ أَحَدُكُمْ نَائِبَةٌ فِي الصَّلَاةِ فَلْيُسَبِّحْ فَإِنَّ التَّسْبِيحَ لِلرِّجَالِ وَالتَّصْفِيقُ لِلنِّسَاءِ. Okay, we'll stop there inshallah. We'll continue tomorrow inshallah. Bas. Subhanallah.